Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life. It is Friday. What an amazing day of the week. I think that we've been trained as a child since the first day we went to school to absolutely just love Fridays, right? It's the weekend, it's when we get to decide what we want to do. And we get to be a little bit more intentional on the weekends on how we live our lives. And so I hope you have an amazing Friday. If you've been following us, you know that this is week 4, day 5 of our Positive Peaceful Growth journey. And we are following Dr. Susan Lawton's book that is called Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar. And it looks like this. And you can buy it at Aroma Tools or My Oil Life. Anyway, so you all know that the affirmation for this entire week is I expect positive surprises. So I too have been trying to notice more of the positive surprises that happen in my life every day. So yesterday I was dropping off my husband to pick up his car that's been in the shop, and it was like I'm gonna say 4 o'clock. And so when I went to go make a right hand turn out of the parking lot, which I thought, oh, right-hand turns, those are usually easy, right? I looked, and the line of cars, I couldn't even see the line of cars. It was just going and going and going. You know, I couldn't see the end. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to have to wait here forever. But I pulled up, put my blinker on, and the very first guy, in line saw me. He stopped where he was so that I could get out into traffic, and he, waved me into traffic, right? And of course, I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you. And I'm waving to him saying thank you, right? Just a little thing that helped to make my day, right? And so I hope that whatever amazing, small or amazing kindnesses that you have in your life, that you recognize them and you see them and you thank the people, and I hope that we are in turn kind. And I know that I am not always kind, and so I want to just talk about that a minute. Well, before I talk about that, I wanted to get to today's affirmation that goes with I expect positive surprises, and it's my relationships are more comfortable each day. And what a wonderful thing to be saying to ourselves every single day. My relationships are more comfortable each day. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So whether your relationships are with your children or with your parents or with your spouse or, with whoever they are, I do believe that the longer people know each other, and then the more they know each other, the more we can understand each other and the more we can love each other. And so, and I think that knowing each other better helps us feel more comfortable. I think there's a deep need in the human soul to know people and to be known. I think it's one of the reasons why they did this study where they put two total strangers into different rooms, right? And they had them ask questions. I think it was 36 questions. And they started off with really impersonal questions, right? Just really generic questions. And they got down to more personal ones. And what they found is that by the end of the study, these people were deeply connecting and wanting to go out on dates. Some of them, I think one or so of them got married. Anyway, so I do think that the more we know each other and are known, the better. And the more comfortable we are. I think that all of us are uncomfortable with what we don't know. So the more we know each other, the more comfortable we're going to be. And we know each other a little bit more every day, especially if we're trying to be intentional about it. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about some things that can make relationships a little uncomfortable. And oh my goodness, there would be a whole long list of things that you could do in your relationship to make your relationship uncomfortable. So as we're thinking today about making our relationships comfortable, the one thing I would say is maybe think about, what didn't you, I mean, what did you handle right? Like, what did you handle amazingly right? And that brought the two of you together. Like dwell on that for a little bit, right? But then also think of what didn't I handle the way I would have wanted to handle? And then go and heal that. So there's two stories that come to mind for me right now. One is I don't know, like a story or a Facebook meme that I saw, and the woman is praying to God, and she's like, "Oh, Heavenly Father, thank you so much. I haven't done anything wrong today, and it's just been a glorious day, and I've acted at like my best in everything that I've done today, so thank you." And you're like, wow, she had an amazing day. And then at the end of the prayer, she says something like, "But I'm about to get out of bed now. So, can you give me a little help today?" Right? Okay, so that's the first story, I think. Like, I think we all wake up wanting to be kind and loving and patient and the perfect mom to our children, the perfect spouse to our husband, the perfect worker at work. And then life hits us, right? And sometimes we act the way we want to, and sometimes we don't act the way we want to. And in those times, give ourselves some grace. Let's give ourselves some grace. Let's basically, oh, hurry and plug my phone. I think it's about to die. Let's give ourselves some grace. Let's, hold on. Hurry, plug my phone in. Anyway, let's, okay, getting my mind back where I was talking about. Let's give ourselves some grace, and let's apologize for the things that we are doing wrong so that we can make amends for the things that maybe we're not doing right. Okay, so anyway, that was the first story I heard that it reminded me of. And then there was another story about this amazing guy. Like, he was a super, super spiritual guy. And he basically said, the people, the leaders in my church can't kick me out of my church because I repent too fast. Okay, and I'm not telling you that, oh, go and do whatever you want in life and sin all you want and whatever. We definitely don't want to do that, because why? Because sin makes us sad and other people around us sad. So we don't want to do that. It makes God sad. We don't want to do that. But we all do fall from where we want to be over and over and over again. And so when that happens, let's be like that guy. And let's just repent as absolutely soon as we possibly can, right? Okay, so there's this musical called The King and I. And the King of Siam, which is, I think, Thailand now. Anyway, he is dying. And he is brought on this governess whose name is Anne. And she is supposed to teach his children right. And she's taught his children. And they've kind of battled back and forth on different things. And they've disagreed. And then they've become firm friends, right? And anyway, the king is now dying. And the woman's, Anne's daughter, Anne's son, basically asks his mom, was he as good a king as he could have been? And she says this, and I think it's super profound. And she goes, I don't know that any of us are as good as we could be, but he really tried to be a good king. And I think that, like, none of us are as good a mom as we could be. No, none of us are as good a wife as we could be, but we're all trying. And so applaud yourself for your try. Celebrate your tries. Repent and make amends as fast as you can when you realize that you haven't lived up to who you want to be, because we all know who we want to be, and when we haven't lived up to who we want to be, let's own that and make amends and celebrate our tries. Okay, so that is back again to the mantra for today is my relationships are more comfortable each day. Like, maybe just ponder on that today. My relationships are more comfortable each day. And for those that just seems to super ring true to, celebrate those. And to those that you're like, maybe not so much on that one, see what you can do to heal that relationship, to mend it, to make it better. Because you have the power. You have the power to make relationships better, kinder, more loving, at least on your part. Okay, so anyway, it's Friday, and y'all, if you're following me, you know that I like to do it. Okay, so backing up a little bit. This week, as you know, we've been diffusing 2 drops of Douglas Fir, the oil of generational wisdom, Clary Sage, the oil of clarity and vision, and Peppermint, the oil of a buoyant heart. And we've gone in depth on other days talking about those with a different, anyway. And so hope you, if you want to know about the emotional aspects of those, go ahead and look back at some of my other past Facebook posts or YouTube posts. But today we want to talk about the physical benefits of those oils. And we're going to start with Douglas Fir, which is the oil of generational wisdom. Okay, so Douglas Fir, first of all, you gotta know, fir, it's a fir tree, right? And every single tree that's out there is very grounding. They're centering. It's like walking into a forest, and you know how you almost immediately feel the peace. That's what essential oils that are made from trees do for you. They help bring in that peace. And okay, the other thing you need to know about firs, especially, is that they are super good for physical pain. And again, we know that what they do physically, they do emotionally. If it's good for physical pain, it's going to be good for emotional pain. So I just wanted to say some uses of Douglas Fir. So just like peppermint, you can take a drop of, or not even drop, but just to take the bottle of Douglas Fir and just kind of tip it over, get a little bit on your finger, and put it on your head. It is amazing for headaches. It's going to be very, very, you can think peppermint for headaches, Douglas Fir for headaches. That would be super good. Also, if you have any type of muscle soreness, or after you've exercised, some people like to put it on maybe put a couple drops in like a teaspoon of coconut oil or olive oil, whatever you have at your house. Some people like to apply that before they exercise. Some people like to apply it after. Some people like to apply it both. Peppermint and Douglas Fir, some of these are going to be twinners on those aspects. And Douglas Fir and peppermint are actually twinners on a lot. So it's super good for sore muscles too. Okay, so the other thing that Douglas Fir and peppermint are really good on is mental clarity. You smell Douglas Fir, you smell peppermint, and you're like instantly awake. Like these would be super good oils to bring with you on a road trip, you know. And I definitely don't want anyone driving tired, but if you're just getting just like a little bit, like you want it like a pick me up. Some people sometimes munch on road trips just to kind of give their mind like a little bit of a pick me up. Some people, anyway, a super good thing to do instead of munching, and it doesn't have the calories, is just smelling or diffusing peppermint or Douglas Fir. They make car diffusers. They just basically, there's a ton of different types. Some of them just sit in your air vents. You just put essential oil on them, you put them in your air vent, and your air vent helps to diffuse them. Actually work through the little USB ports that you have in your car. So it just depends on what kind of car diffuser you want. But both Douglas Fir and peppermint are very mentally awakening, and they will add with mental clarity. And hold on just a minute. Okay, there you go. I should have told the family I was doing a Facebook Live before I hopped on. Anyway, okay, so Douglas Fir is also very good for cleaning. So if you're a person who likes like pine sol, I'm a person who likes to clean with more natural things, because we have so many children and you don't want children getting into the cleaning chemicals, right? So if you're a person who likes pine sol, may I just suggest that maybe something that you can try instead of pine sol is just taking your spray bottle, putting like 3 drops of Douglas Fir in it, putting 3 drops of lemon in it, cleaning with that. You're gonna love how it kills the germs. And I think if you like the pine scent, you're really gonna love the Douglas Fir scent. Someone was talking about how much it smells like Christmas. So anyway, just a heads up on that. And then both Douglas Fir and peppermint, both, again, twinners on this one, is that they're super good at opening up your airways. If you've ever taken like an Altoid and you can just see like, oh my goodness, you're like breathing so much better. Or if you've taken a peppermint beadlet that doTERRA sells, it's just like a third drop of peppermint, and you put that on your mouth and you kind of bite it or whatever, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like Altoids on steroids, right? And so you can see how much peppermint, if you're diffusing peppermint, you can see how much peppermint just makes breathing easier. It opens up your airways. And Douglas Fir is going to do the same thing on that. So they're kind of twinners on that one. So really quick, I just wanted to say, if you, another diffuser blend that you can try with Douglas Fir is Douglas Fir, and then, so 3 drops Douglas Fir, 3 drops of doTERRA Serenity, and 3 drops of doTERRA Balance, and it's just going to be a very, very chillaxing blend. Okay. Anyway, and other things that you can use Douglas Fir with, if you have these issues, definitely you want to do your research on Douglas Fir. Okay. I'm not telling you that anything heals anything. You know, whatever, disclaimer there. I'm not gonna tell you that any of these essential oils are gonna heal anything, and but I do think they can support your body into nurturing your body, giving it what it needs so it can spark some balance for you. Okay, so Douglas Fir, if you have these issues, think about using Douglas Fir. Arthritis, constipation, depression, emotional congestion, generational patterns, weight gain, or silent sinus issues. Okay, now I wasn't going to hop to peppermint next, but peppermint and Douglas Fir are such twinners that I just kind of wanted to hop to peppermint again. And I think that I've mentioned so many different issues, like with the sore muscles, the headaches, the congestion, opening up your airways, stuff like that. We've already talked about that with peppermint. But I also wanted to mention that peppermint is super good for digestive upsets. Okay, so you can put like a drop of peppermint in water, drink it down. You can rub peppermint on your stomach, and that it helps too, like it does. And let's see. So obviously peppermint is super, super good for bad breath. Like that's why they put it in so much gum or in the breath sprays. So definitely, if you want your breath just to be super fresh, a drop of peppermint would be good. You can either just, okay, I'm not going to tell you, okay, so when I'm talking about oils, I'm really only talking about doTERRA essential oils, because they third-party test everything, and you can actually turn the doTERRA bottle over, and they print the batch number of your oil, and you can go and see every single test that has been run on your oil, so you know exactly what you're getting. I would 100% say to never, never, never ingest any other brand of essential oil, but with doTERRA essential oils, you can ingest many of their oils. And you can always see, if you don't know, hey, can I ingest this or not, and you have a bottle of doTERRA oils, you just pick up the bottle and you look for the supplement facts. Caleb, can you get me really quick a bottle that has supplement facts in it, so like peppermint or lemon or something like that? Okay, so that is what, oh, and the other thing that peppermint is really, really good for is that it helps to, like, when your body is super hot, like when you're sick and your body temperature is rising, you can definitely go ahead and put peppermint down like your spine. Just take your bottle, you can just drop like a drop or two of peppermint down your spine and just like rub it in, and that definitely, thank you, hon, that definitely makes it so that you can, it will help lower your body temperature. Super, super good. The one thing that you need to know about peppermint is that some people it's kind of more of a hot oil, which is really, really weird, because some people experience it as hot and some people experience it as cooling, right? And so if you're putting peppermint on your skin and you're elderly, or you are an infant, and definitely with an infant, you would want to put the peppermint in a carrier oil before you put it on. Some children also, you'd want to put it in a carrier oil. doTERRA has something called Peppermint Touch that is amazing. It's already in, I think it's fractionated coconut oil. Anyway, but it's already in a base, so it's already diluted to, so if you're young, super old, you might want to try the peppermint touch instead of the peppermint. Okay, so I just wanted to show you so this is a bottle of lime. And yeah, you can definitely put lime in your water. I absolutely love lime in Perrier, like sparkling water. Like, so if you're still drinking soda, it's super bad for you, like super bad. It just adds the calories to you. It's been in, like, they've connected sodas to so much obesity in so many obesity studies, in so many diabetes studies. Like, soda is bad for you. It does nothing good. It's bad for your bones too. So please stop drinking soda. So if you like the carbonation, what you can do is you can drink sparkling water, right? And a super good thing to add to sparkling water would be an essential oil. Make sure it's doTERRA. And you can add like the lemon, the lime, the grapefruit, the wild orange. And those are some of our favorites to add. So I just wanted to show you, this is a lime. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, it's a lime bottle of doTERRA oils. And on the back right here, it's all the supplement facts. So it basically tells you the serving size so there you go. So that's what a supplement fact would look like. So when I'm telling you, look for the supplement facts on your bottles, and that will show you that yes, therefore you can ingest them. That's what you want to do, okay? So I'm just going to drop those really quick. Okay, so that is what peppermint is super good for. You can also use it. Okay, so if you have the following issues, definitely do your research on peppermint. If you have problems with alertness or allergies, autism, or burns, oh my goodness, it's amazing for burns. So is frankincense. Frankincense and lavender are also amazing for burns. Okay, so if you have cravings, like that's a big one, right? Especially as we're going into the weekend. If you have cravings, I don't drink, so I could not say anything about this one, but it says if you have a hangover, peppermint is really good for that. Hot flashes, peppermint is great for, because it's so cooling, okay? It also said hypothyroidism, if you're trying to decrease your milk supply. So if you're nursing and you don't want to decrease your milk supply, you can be careful about using peppermint, but I definitely have used peppermint when I'm nursing, and it has not affected my milk supply at all. So it's just what it can do or can't sometimes. Anyway, different people are different. Anyway, you might also want to check it out for the following issues. If you have sciatica problems, again, that's probably because it's super good for pain. If you have sinusitis, or it also mentions typhoid too. Check it out. Do your research. See what you think on that one. Okay. And then the last one that I want to talk about really quick is the Clary Sage. That's the last oil that we've been diffusing. So again, peppermint was the oil of a buoyant heart. Clary Sage is the oil of clarity and vision. And Clary Sage is a flower. And most flowers, when you think trees, I want you to think grounding, right? And when you think flowers, I want you just to think relaxation, okay? And mints are super making you alert, okay? Super like, wow, like you smell a mint and you're just almost instantly refreshed. So, but flowers are very, very calming. Think lavender, think rose, super calming flowers. And Clary Sage is also a flower. And so, Clary Sage, I'm just gonna, and I'm sorry, I usually love to spotlight the books that I'm reading, and this is Advanced Oil Magic. It's something that you can buy at Aroma Tools, or The Oil Life, and basically this is what it says. For postpartum depression, you can rub it over your heart area. Now, am I going to say that this is 100% going to get rid of anything? Absolutely not. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's one other tool that you have in your kit to support your body on its journey to get back into balance, okay? So it's also great for for balancing your hormones. And to do that, you want to just apply it to your wrists and behind your ears, okay? It's also great to for PMS and PMS. So for that, you want to apply it to the bottoms of your feet, or you can actually take 1 to 2 drops in a capsule. Remember to always check your supplement facts. It's also great for abdominal cramps. I put like 2 or 3 drops in like a teaspoon of fractionated coconut oil or olive oil, whatever you have, and just kind of rub it over where it hurts. And it's also been shown to help with infertility. So other things that it's good for, and again, do your own research on this, but if you have these issues, I'm going to just tell you to research Clary Sage, okay? And it can be balancing to cholesterol. It can be great for convulsions or epilepsy, fragile hair, hot flashes, and it goes on and on and on the things that Clary Sage can help with. Now, am I going to tell you, again, this is a disclaimer, I'm not telling you it's going to heal you. I'm not going to tell you it's going to fix everything. But I'm going to say, if you have those issues, do your research. And it might be something that you might think is good to try to help bring your body back into balance. Okay, so I think that we've gone over all of our physical aspects of the oils we're diffusing. Again, this week we are diffusing 2 drops of Douglas Fir and Clary Sage and Peppermint. I think you're loving the smell. And it's Friday. So I want you to remember and think to yourself, your relationships are getting more comfortable. I want you to ponder on how you can help your relationships be more comfortable and happy and peaceful. And I want you today and through the weekend, just look at the positive surprises and blessings from heaven that come down onto you. And again, as always, we're listening to Fortuosity this week from Disney's The Happiest Millionaire. I think it's a super peppy, happy song that reminds us that life has good that it just wants to give us. Okay, so this is Suzanne Williams. I'm not gonna be chatting with you on Saturdays and Sundays. That's your day to go and be happy on your own, and maybe you can give me some positive affirmations that you're thinking on Saturday and Sunday. Anyway, but I will see you next week. And next week we're going to be talking about creativity. Okay, so this is Suzanne Williams with Living the Wholesome Life, Essential Oils, Health Matters. And I hope you have an amazing weekend. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.